friends! Today on Asian Food Nerd, the story behind food brands, we're going to be exploring the awesome Nick DiGiovanni and just how he broke the internet. Before we begin, here are some fun facts about Nick DiGiovanni. He has over 20 million subscribers across all social media platforms. He has the Guinness Record for creating the largest sushi roll. He was the youngest finalist on MasterChef. He got an offer working for McDonald's as a food inspector. But before we start, hit that subscribe button so you will never miss a new video. 3, 2, 1. Big thanks! And make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video, where I share some tips on how you can be the next YouTube food star. Chapter 1. Education. Nick DiGiovanni was just a simple university student when he went out on a limb and applied to be a part of Season 10's MasterChef. Little did he know the box of fame he was about to pop open for himself. But who is he? Where did he come from? How did he break the internet? That's what we're going to break down today in this video. So let's jump right into it. Nick DiGiovanni is a 26-year-old chef who became famous by becoming one of the youngest finalists on MasterChef Season 10. He was just a mere 21 years old when he managed to land 3rd place in the world-famous cooking competition. Hailing from Providence, Rhode Island, Nick is of Persian and Italian descent. Some may even attribute his brilliant taste buds to his ancestry. Growing up, Nick was always surrounded by differing tastes and flavors at family gatherings. This is where his love for food was ultimately born. As the oldest of 4 boys, he often found himself in the kitchen with his grandmother and great-grandmother when they were preparing family meals. Make sure you watch Nick's video, Cooking Challenge Against My Brothers, for family fun. He attended Milton Academy High School, and perhaps one can credit this is where his competitive side was born. At the academy, he was a very active member of the sailing team as well as the hockey team. After hearing this, it starts to become quite apparent that this is a man that strives under pressure, which, of course, is an amazing trait to have as a chef in a kitchen. Nick then went to attend prestigious Harvard University, where he was able to concentrate more on what really thrilled him. Interestingly enough, Nick chose to focus his modules in a way that centered his studies around food and the climate. To make it even more intriguing, he did his thesis on the carbon emissions from famous restaurants all over the world. Talk about a modern, millennial approach to cuisine and the restaurant industry. He was approaching it in an eco-conscious way that ultimately set him apart from others. It was during his studies at Harvard that Nick made a decision that would literally change life as he knew it. He applied to MasterChef. Chapter 2. MasterChef. He knew that in order to apply and possibly get on the show, he would have to take some time off of school. This was a big decision to make. Risk it for the biscuit? That's just what Nick did, and it truly paid off in ways he could have never imagined. In order to get onto the show, he was required to bring a meal to the judges and assemble it for them to try. This was a nerve-wracking task for sure. Not only did the interview and application go well, but Nick got a spot on the show. He could hardly believe his luck, but knew that in order to succeed, he was going to need that fighting, competitive spirit. His experience on the 10th season of MasterChef was one he will never forget. It was a grueling 3 months of hard work, all under the watchful eyes of film producers and other staff. He was allowed no contact with the outside world whatsoever for a few months during filming. For someone who came from a big family and was very social, this was a difficult challenge. Not only that, but the contestants would be up at 5 a.m. every day and film late into the evening. Talk about food boot camp. But these conditions did not deter Nick. As a humble and hard-working young man, he was able to prove triumphant of all the challenges thrown at him. That's including world-famous Gordon Ramsay screaming in his face. Not many people could say they withstood that. Nick came out third at a mere 21 years old at the end of the season. This is the youngest finalist a MasterChef season has ever had. This was just the beginning, though. Chapter 3: Social Media Titan. Now that the world had had a taste of Nick DiGiovanni, there was no way he was going to slink back into the shadows anytime soon. He got job offers left, right, and center from a range of companies, one in fact being McDonald's. And no, not as a burger flipper, but as an undercover food inspector. Talk about an appetizing job! Nick was just excited at the idea of being able to eat nuggets all day. Like many other food personalities, especially the millennials, Nick turned to social media, and this is where things really took off for him. Today, he has a whopping 20 million subscribers on his social media accounts combined. Nick's YouTube and TikTok pages are especially of interest. It is here that he gets to be himself and make entertaining videos involving food. These platforms have allowed him to reach his MasterChef fanbase in addition to receiving more fans from across the world. His first ever TikTok video was a hilarious one too. He simply fed his hamster some food on camera and people went nuts. Another crazy video of his was him making a chocolate bar from scratch. From a strange-looking cacao pod. It generated a whopping 2 million views in just under an hour. Talk about exposure! On TikTok alone, Nick has 8.5 million subscribers, but this isn't where he makes his revenue at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where our beloved YouTube comes into play. Having only been on the platform for just over a year, Nick managed to gain legendary status. As of October 1st, he has now 7 million subscribers. Make sure you give Nick a sub. He is trying to catch up to Gordon Ramsay at 19 million subscribers. He keeps his production team small, which includes mainly his cameraman. To date, he has filmed videos titled Making the World's Largest Sushi Roll, Cooking for the World's Heaviest Sumo Wrestler, Cooking a Whole Wagyu Cow. In addition to many more, Nick also enjoys filming shorts to keep YouTubers engaged for short periods of time, whilst also teaching them something quickly about cuisine. His YouTube channel features a range of videos that helps to appeal to a range of viewers. This helps make his channel more accessible and enjoyable to a wider audience of people. To be honest, at only 26 years of age, Nick still has a lot of roads left in front of him to explore. Currently, he makes 90% of his revenue through YouTube, mainly from ads and sponsorships from third parties. For example, he has a partnership with Ferrero, who manufacture the famous hazelnut spread Nutella. This is a yummy partnership if nothing else. Thanks for staying to the end. Here are 3 tips to share that we learned. 1. Bet on yourself. Nick could have taken the safe path and taken the McDonald's job offer. Instead, he is now building his own media empire. 2. Hustle hard. On the Iced Coffee Hour podcast, Nick reveals his long working hours. He gets his 8 hours of beauty rest and wakes up around 9 a.m., then races to his studio, which is 3 minutes away from Harvard campus. Then he films from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. From 4 p.m. he would be working, which includes taking phone calls, and ends his days around 10 p.m. He does this 5 days a week. 3. Leverage collabs to spread your channel to a new audience pool. Nick broke a Guinness World Record making the largest sushi roll collaborating with Cooking with Linja, and leveraging Guinness's YouTube channel of 9 million subscribers. Everybody wins! Make sure you also check out his Confronting Salt Bae video. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for our next video. Please also leave in the comments section which food brands you would like us to cover next. Asian Food Nerd, the story behind food brands.